When a camera is called Pocket 4K, you'd imagine it's designed to be lightweight and easy to vlog with. It's not. Hey, it's John Bear, so happy to see your beautiful face. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience using the Pocket 4K as a travel camera. First, I'm going to go over all the reasons why it's not suitable for vlogging. And then finally, I'm going to share my setup for using the Pocket 4K as a travel camera. Spoiler alert, despite the name, this camera does not fit into any pockets. Straight off, let's go into all the reasons why this is a horrible vlogging camera. It has no flippy screen, making it impossible to see yourself. It's not stabilized, so you're gonna get really shaky footage. It needs a ton of accessories to run. It does not feature continuous autofocus. And finally, it's a fully manual camera, so it won't adjust any exposure or white balance on the fly. So then what is this camera? It's an incredibly capable cinema camera that produces amazing images with high dynamic range at an affordable price. And it's portable enough that you can use it for travel videos. Real quick, let me define the difference between a travel video and a vlog. For me, a vlog is when you're filming yourself and you're walking around talking, and a travel video is just when you're filming the experience. Travel videos are more of a documentation experience, while vlogging is more of a vlogging experience. One of them has you behind the camera, and one of them has you in front of the camera. So as long as you're behind the camera, the Blackmagic is an incredible camera. And although it's called the Pocket 4K, I imagine it's because it's meant to be an upgrade from the original Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera, which actually did fit into your pocket. Alright, so it doesn't fit into your pocket, but is it portable enough? And I think so. The main reason I feel that it's portable enough is because it has its own screen, and it's a touchscreen at that, so you can access all the menu functions with a convenient touchscreen. You don't have to have a bunch of buttons on the camera body. Most cinema cameras of this caliber does not have a screen at all. You have to have an external monitor, and then this monitor requires its own power source. So that's kind of where I feel, okay, Blackmagic Pocket 4K actually is usable as a travel camera, because you don't have to bring that extra monitor. That said, the Pocket 4K still needs a bunch of accessories, so now I'm gonna go into how I rig up my camera for travel videos. First off, I rig it up with a cage. I use the small rig cage, but you could use any cage you want. I use an external SSD, the Samsung 500GB. This one I have mounted with the small rig clamp, which is very convenient. You could use internal memory cards, but I feel that this solution is the best bang for the buck. It gives you the most storage, and it doesn't add too much bulk to the overall package. And it lets you record in the highest quality, so, you know, why not? Next, I put a small rig NPF battery plate on top of the right side of the camera, or left side if you're looking from the front. And I use the 12-volt output to connect it straight into my camera with a Waipu cord. And then in the battery plate, I put an NPF 970 battery. These are large, but I feel it's worth it. Finally, I add a top handle on top, because this camera is a little awkward to hold. So having a little top handle on top to hold it is very convenient, especially when you're walking around. It's very easy to hold it like a briefcase. It's very nice, and it looks really cool. My current preference for lenses is the Olympus 7 to 14mm f2.8. Woohoo! This is a wide lens. You might be thinking, John, you're crazy. This is an expensive wide lens. Why do you need a lens that's that wide? Well, I'll tell you. When I'm traveling, for me it's important to capture the environment. The environment is a character of its own, so having a wide lens allows you to capture the environment, whereas if you have a tight portrait lens, all you're gonna get is your subject and then a blurry background, so that's not what I want. And with the Olympus 7 to 14mm, I'm allowed to zoom a little bit, giving me those more tight shots if I really need them. On top of that, if I'm filming at 120 frames per second slow motion at 2.6K RAW, this camera actually crops in, giving you even tighter look. So if I want a tight portrait shot with this lens, all I have to do is zoom the lens and then shoot at 2.7K to get that extra crop, and then boom, you've got yourself an awesome image. For me, when you're traveling, it's very important not to be swapping lenses all the time. And you might be thinking, that's too expensive. This lens is crazy. Well, it is. It is a very, very nice lens. But I can suggest an alternative, which is the Olympus 17mm f1.8. This lens is super cool. It's like $400. It's faster at 1.8, so you can get more blurry backgrounds if you're a connoisseur of the bokeh. It doesn't feature any zoom, but I find it to be a happy balance between wide and tight. And using the trick that I mentioned before with the crop at 2.6K, you got yourself a killer combination. Me personally, I use both of the lenses a lot. Just be careful that if you're using the Olympus 17mm, you're gonna get a lot of lens distortion with the Pocket 4K. I made another video about lens distortion that I do recommend you check out. So just make sure you correct it in post. If you want to know how to do that, I talk about it in that video as well. For the settings, I use Blackmagic Raw 4K DCI at constant quality at Q5. I found this to be a happy balance between file size and quality. Next, for frame rate, I shoot at 60 frames slow motion. Yeah, only slow motion. This camera does not have any stabilization, so filming in slow motion really helps smooth out the footage. Because with this setup, I'm assuming you're going handheld. We're going very lightweight. You could add a gimbal, but I feel that defeats the purpose. If you want to shoot at 120 frames per second slow motion, you can change to 2.6K, and then you can access 120 instead of 60 frames per second, which gives you even more slow motion, even more stable footage, and it just looks awesome. And it's all in Blackmagic Raw format, just unbelievable. So with this setup, you've got yourself a very capable cinema camera that is lightweight enough to bring on your travels, and that films in RAW format footage at 160 frames per second slow motion. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And here's the cool thing, you can vlog with it if you really want, but I would do it in a controlled environment. So in my last video, I did vlog inside this bubble hotel location. What I did was I have a little lav mic in my gear kit that I just attached to the camera, so you got good audio. And then, yeah, you just set the settings for vlogging. Since it doesn't feature autofocus, this is what I mean about controlled environment. You have to set the focus first before you point the camera at yourself. It's not intuitive, but it gets the job done. Alternatively, you could have one of those lightweight tripods that attaches to the bottom, and you can put it down on a desk or something and then vlog like that. So it is possible, but that said, this camera looks best when it has a capable camera operator behind it, so that's the reason I recommend it as a sort of slow motion cinema travel camera. If you clicked on this video trying to find reasons to buy the Pocket 4K as a travel camera, then I would encourage you to consider other options. This setup is more for people that already have the camera that want to use it lightweight. I just don't want anybody buying this camera thinking like this is the most amazing travel camera ever. It's not. It's very inconvenient because, you know, you still need all the accessories, and it's not light. It's lightweight-ish. Like, the way to conceptualize it is that this is a cinema camera, which puts it at a higher level, but with this method you can have it in a sort of balanced, weird spot between the lightweight vlog cameras and like the heavyweight cinema cameras. That's the way I would look at it. But this camera is really interesting because it is very affordable. It's $1,300, which makes it considerably cheaper than a lot of the cameras that deliver similar results. So if you feel okay with buying the extra accessories and dealing with that, but also getting like one of the most heavy-hitting cinema cameras that you can get on the market, then yeah, I mean, go for it. So that's it for this video, just me sharing my experience using the Blackmagic as a travel camera, and I will continue to do so because I really enjoy doing it. Like, I enjoy having a manual camera that I'm operating. It does help that I'm usually traveling with my wife, Kana, so she's the subject of my videos. Or she can have the camera and film me, vice versa. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I'm John Bear. If you want to buy any of the stuff that I mentioned in the video, then I'll put the links in the description. They're all Amazon affiliate links, so that's a way to support the channel as well. But if you want to support the channel for free, you can also just leave me a comment, write about whatever you feel like. You know, I'm here to listen. I'll reply to every comment, even the haters. I do like the haters as well. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.